I think I'm live. I was just updating our description here. Let's see. Do we have do we have audio? If anybody's watching, let me know if you can hear me. I see that some audio is happening. So, yeah, let me know. Let me know if you've got that. I want to do audio a little differently, just so that I don't go in and out on the mic. Yeah, let me know. Let me know if that's working. I'm gonna ask Spencer to just double check. Hey, can you hop on Stitch People's live video and see if you can hear me? Or hear if you can hear me? Feel free to use the chat. I will be checking it out, trying to stay on top of it. But I do think we're rolling. So, anyway, hi everybody. Just a Monday. I'm in my Costco sweatshirt. I'm covered. Not covered. I'm not covered, but the office is covered in crap because I've been doing a lot of photo shoots for our upcoming Stitch People books. So, oh, it looks like I have 3 views. Oh, Lynn can hear me. Thank you, Lynn. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I'm not entirely sure the source of my voice. So I hope the volume is all right. If you can't hear me very well, do turn up the volume. I'm going to be working on my stitch today. I'm going to be doing Kate's patterns. So we've got Megan's done. I just finished Erica's gorgeous Japan before this call. And I'm going to be working on Kate Anderson's gorgeous little fox. It's like a little foxy fox. 2 little kits, I guess. I think kits are fox in some places. I just was reading Kate's bio. Love Kate. She came to the OG Stitch People Gathering February 2020 before the world went cuckoo. She is a great participant in the Stitch People community. Her reels are so fun on Instagram. We did a Stitch People podcast last year. So, thanks for submitting a design, Kate. How is everybody tonight? Hope you're doing well. Had kind of a weird weekend. It was one of those weekends where, like, Saturday was pretty productive. Did some chores, you know, the whole deal. Yesterday was kind of a nothing day. I woke up a little late. It was nice to sleep in, but it was, I don't know, it was just one of those days that felt kind of like a nothing day. But it was good too in a way because it was very restful. You know what I mean? So I don't know. For those who have not caught my, well, I did week 1 video, and then last week was a sip and stitch for the Stitch People Club, where we all hop on a Zoom and chat and catch up. I love those. They're so much fun. So I worked on week 2s during last week's sip and stitch, but I only have a 6-inch Q-snap. I like using Q-snaps over embroidery hoops just because there's a little more heft. And eventually, when all this is done, these 50 motifs each week of this year, I want to make a pillow. So I have a lot of fabric so that I can do that. But in the meantime, it's a lot of bulk. So I've just used painter's tape to keep it at bay. Alrighty, here we go. We are off to the races with Kate's gorgeous motif. So I've got, it looks like a handful of people watching. Thanks for joining. This is going to be kind of one of those Zen stitching videos, I guess. I really do need to figure out the Twitch streamers that like pipe music in. It'd be fun if we could all be listening to the same thing. Of course, a lot of you might not even be listening, which is fine. you might just be watching and, you know, got a show on in the background or something. Spencer and I have been watching The Deal. I think that's what it's called. It's about the making of The Godfather, the movie. So they made a TV series about how that movie got made. Super good. We also are watching The Last of Us, which is a show on, I want to say HBO Max. It's a show based off of an old video game. And so far, it is really, really, really good. Like, really good. Last night's episode had me in tears. In a good way. 10. And my sister finally got me to start watching The Bachelor. So if any of you are reality TV fans, I think Amanda, I know she's a Survivor fan. Amanda, are you watching? Do you like The Bachelor? A lot of people in Batch Nation. The thing is, I didn't know that like Bachelor and Bachelorette contestants then become the Bachelors and Bachelorettes of following seasons. So there's a lot to learn, I guess. It's a whole thing. It's very dramatic. I watched this first episode of this latest season and it was wild. Just people are wild. People are crazy. There are 30 women who are vying for this one man to want to date and ultimately marry them. And so they all kind of have these gimmicky things. So he'll remember them and remember their names and like pick them. And it's just, it's a lot. It's a lot. I don't think I could ever do a reality show. It's just a lot of expectation, a lot of drama. And you know, the producers are there behind the scenes, stirring things up and asking people to say certain things or just, you know, you got to tell a good story. People are watching for the drama. I get it. Anyway, all this to say, if you've got your shows on and you're just watching me in the background, no harm, no foul. Because it's just me. And if nobody chats with me in the live chat, I'm just going to be chatting here with myself. Just me, myself, and Kate Anderson's pattern. Just hanging out. But there is some satisfaction in watching a pattern come together. And for those of you watching later, you can mute me and put me on double speed and watch it come together even faster. I'm sure it would be even better to watch oh no, it looks like I'm Choppy McGee. Oh dear. Anyway. It would be better to watch if I used a frame or a stand, and I do apologize for that, but I just don't work well with them. So I do try and stay still. I'm gonna see if I can change some preferences up in here. This happened last time. It's not a great thing. Let's see. Yeah, if I do this, is that gonna help? We'll see. If I take my face off, maybe just watching the stitching will be enough. I've really got to figure out this streaming situation. Luckily, we just got fiber internet to our area. So things should be improving and getting faster over where we are. That would be very, very cool. I'm going to quit a few applications here on my computer, see if that speeds things up. apologies for that, everybody. My needle just picked up an entire skein of floss on that one. Well, this is really annoying. Looks like things are really, really choppy. I'm gonna double check one more thing. Just gonna see if I can switch how I'm doing this. Come on. I think it might just be my computer is so slow. We'll see if this evens out over time. Again, so sorry, folks. My guess is you can hear me all right. I don't know if you can see me well, but it's possible that perfect, loud and clear. Well, thanks for letting me know. Appreciate the chats, appreciate the feedback. Usually when we do live events or things like that, I've got Spencer next to me and he's like monitoring the quality of everything. But on kind of the more cash hangouts like this, I like to give him the night off, you know, so he doesn't have to be totally tied down here. But sometimes then I don't get that instant feedback of him having his eyeballs on the situation. So I appreciate your chats. I myself have never done a stitch along, like participated in one. I always have good intentions and I've never actually done it. So part of the reason I want to go live on YouTube and do these each week, or at least most weeks, is for my own accountability. So everybody can kind of see things come together in real time and we can do them together in real time, but that it'll keep me going, keep me doing it. And I'm excited for that. I'm excited that I'm 2 for 2 so far. And after today, it'll be 3 for 3, which is pretty cool. Our 4th pattern comes out on Friday. It's a really cute one. I don't want to give it away, but a lot of people find inspiration in the flora and fauna of the world. As you have seen, we've got a cardinal, and this week is a fox. Next week, I think, is another little creature. So that'll be fun to see it all come together. If you're on the chat, tell me what you're working on today. What are you up to while you hang out here on the YouTube? You also working on the stitch along pattern? You working on something else? I've been working on, I really struggle lately. I used to be somebody who, yes, that's where I'll start. I used to be somebody who kind of didn't think about my phone to the point where Spencer bought me a smartwatch years ago. And it was so that I would get notifications because he would try and call and text me. And I would leave my phone in another room and he couldn't get a hold of me. And I just forget about my phone all the time. And now I've become someone who I totally do the doom scrolling. And I think COVID had a lot to do with it, just being stuck at home and you're always waiting on news and this and that. And, you know, so just trying to, I don't know, you feel like the world is moving so fast. You got to stay on top of it and be a part of it. So I've been trying to get off my phone more. And one of the things I've been doing to combat that, a friend of mine gave me a creativity journal. It's like a journal that has all these prompts, and sometimes you're drawing and sometimes you're writing, and it's a really fun journal. And I'm trying to do that in the morning, first thing, before I pick up my phone, so that I don't just jump right into scrolling. And that's been really good, because I've read that as you're waking up, your brain is still very much in those like deep, I don't know if it's like alpha, beta, theta stages of dreaming and thinking and resting, and that it really, as you ease out of those stages in the morning, it's really healthy to ease out of them. But when you jump on your phone and you immediately start like having opinions and reading the news, and like critical thought jumps in, that you're just tossed out the window with those more relaxing brain waves. So that it's, anyway, the whole point being, it's a good thing to read or you know, a lot of people meditate in the morning, go on runs, listen to music to ease yourself out of the sleep state is, I guess, really good. So yeah, I'm excited to keep going with that. It was easy to do kind of during Christmas break time. It's been harder to do being back into the swing of things with work and life. January's flown by. I think I just need to get over it and get used to the fact that like life flies by. That seems to be the truth that gets truer every moment of every day. So life just gets faster and faster. Oh, Lynn's working on the stitch alongs and the literary series Wizard of Oz. So fun. Well, Lynn, since you're one of just a few people watching, would you like to know? I think it's Wednesday. You're getting your next literary pattern. Would you like to know what it's going to be? I'll wait. Some people don't like a spoiled surprise. I'll wait and hear from you in the chat if it's a yes or no, but I could tell you what literary pattern is going to drop on Wednesday. Wah-ha-ha. It's a good one. It was fun. My designer, Rosie, she's great. We have a college student. She's studying graphic design. She's helping us with some, you know, putting our patterns together. She's actually put all these stitch along patterns together. She came up with the layout, and she's been taking everybody's hand drawings and computerifying them nicely. And anyway, she and I went through the other day and decided, Lynn says, yes! Rosie and I went through and decided the order of the literary ones was especially fun because we've got a couple spooky books, and so, you know, lining those up around Halloween time, or springy books, lining those up in the springtime. It's just fun to plan out. So, for those of you watching, we are doing 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea on Wednesday. That'll be the literary pattern that's released. It's a really, really fun one. It's kind of uh Art Deco-y, maybe? Not Art Deco-y. No, that's the wrong time period. I don't know. It's got a really fun border and it's got like a dive. I don't know. I think it's really cool. I think it's a fun one. Kind of exploration, adventure-y. One of my favorite ones coming down, I can't remember what month it is, but we've got Peter Rabbit is part of the lineup. And designer Julian, who helps out with the pattern design, he came up with that pattern. He came up with, I think, all the literary patterns. And the Peter Rabbit one is still in the Stitch People style, but it's animals. It's really, really cute. So it's like little bunny people, but in a cute way, not in a creepy way. So yeah, that one will be fun. I think that's one that'll come up in the spring. Or Easter time. April, maybe? Yeah, April we'll do the rabbit. 7. But yeah, so we've designed ahead so that we've got like many months in the queue ready to go. And then we'll just keep going. The idea behind the subscriptions versus the series is we sort of wanted to choose things for subscriptions that don't have a natural end. So, you know, literary scenes or characters or what have you can kind of just keep going and going and going. And we can double dip too. Like we can do different scenes or characters from books that we've already done, you know, a year ago or something, especially beloved books like Secret Garden or Pride and Prejudice or whatever. You know, for example, we have the Sherlock Holmes freebie that we did as a class for Michael's. So we don't have Sherlock Holmes yet as part of the subscription, but we could come up with either a different scene or like one of his specific stories. So yeah, the idea with subscription, same thing with the cat portraits. Like there's no limit to the historical figures and celebrities that we could do as cats for our cat portraits, which is really, really fun. And that's a really fun way to dip into pop culture because we're technically making cats and not actual like humanoid patterns. So there's no infringement. Oh, great. Of course, the dogs are coming into my office to play. Love that. Does anybody else's pets do that? Like it's only when you're on a call or something that they get all feisty? Anyway, so yeah, the idea with subscriptions is that they could just kind of go on perpetually. Forever. Kind of, at least. You know, like a magazine. Like magazines you don't expect to end, right? You just expect to get the next issue. So that's sort of what we're going for with the subscriptions versus the series, like the Constellations that we released. There's sort of a set number. I guess we could release some set number subscriptions. That would be fine. So yeah, I'm just working my way. Working my way on the background. It looks like my stream has calmed itself on down. Thank goodness. I'm not seeing any delays or weird pixelations or anything, so that's really nice. Thank you, computer, for catching up. It's been a pleasure working with you. I really like that this pattern only has 4 colors. You don't think about the fact that like color switching can take so much time. By the way, love your sweatshirt. I work at Costco here in Texas. Did you get these sweatshirts down in Texas? I'm in, I guess, I don't want to say a suburb of Salt Lake City. I'm a little farther away than a suburb of Salt Lake City. I'm in a different county, but I'm south of Salt Lake City. Costco's huge here. Everybody loves Costco. And people in Utah have really big families. So everybody like adores Costco because you can get things in bulk. And my sister texted me, I want to say October or November. It was in the fall. She was like, Lizzy, they have Costco sweatshirts. They say they're limited edition. I was like, get one for everyone in the family. I will Venmo you. So everybody in the family for Christmas got matching Costco sweatshirts, and I love them. They're so comfortable. The quality's like really good. And it's got this cute little label on it. Oh, I guess you can't see it. I'll show you. The cute little label on the sleeve. And since 1983, Costco wholesale. So it's kind of a joke, but I also get compliments on it all the time because like it's silly. It's a Costco sweatshirt. And yet, of course it is a Costco sweatshirt. Everybody loves Costco. They have great quality stuff. Spencer literally just left to go to Costco. He just came in and waved a few minutes ago on his way out the door. We use Costco Pharmacy. Costco egg prices haven't gone down because they own their own chicken farms. I hope they're humane ones, or at least relatively. Ugh. That's a whole issue that I cannot wrap my head around is like, I get why people are vegetarian and vegan. Get it. But I also get it with the food chain. Some people really need animal protein in their system. I'm all for like humane meat. That's I think the key is like mindfulness and humaneness. I try and buy the cage-free eggs when we can. But it's just so much more expensive. We've all just gotten so used to the way things are. It's hard to change. But we are putting in a garden. We ripped up our lawn last summer. We were going to redo our landscape by the fall, and it just got so delayed. We did a lot of work, but not all of it. So we're going to finish in the spring and put in a bunch of raised beds. I'm going to try my hand at being a little bit more self-sufficient. That's where this is all going because, full circle, I want to raise chickens someday. So I figure if I can get in the habit of regularly tending to vegetables for like 1 or 2 seasons out of the year, then I will feel more comfortable adding in chickens. They take regular maintenance. I mean, so do dogs, and we do fine with those, but you know, you want to be sure. You want to be sure that you're ready to take on something like chickens. It's a lot of responsibility, but it's a whole ecosystem because chickens are really good fertilizer. Chicken poops, really good fertilizer for gardens. And then you've got your own eggs. And eventually, if you want to, your own meat. I don't know that I'd be able to do that. I'll probably just let my chickens live to their old age. I don't know how long chickens live. Hey, Google, what's the lifespan of a chicken?
The lifespan of a chicken is between
Oh my gosh, 5 to 10 years. Hey, Google, how long do chickens lay eggs?
On the website livestock.extension.wis.edu, they say hens may live in backyard flocks for 6 to 8 years.
Okay.
And most flocks will produce eggs for 3 to 4 years. The level of egg production.
Hey, Google,
egg size.
Stop. Okay, I don't know if you guys heard that from my Google by my desk. Apparently, chickens can live in backyard flocks for 6 to 8 years, and 3 to 4 of those years are egg-laying years. So, I might just have some charity chickens until they die of old age. I don't know if like an old age chicken, if the meat of an old age chicken is different than the meat of a young chicken. I would imagine that it is. But then you've raised a chicken to be old, and it's like your friend. So would that be even weirder to eat it? If you've like, I don't know. I just don't know. But at least I would know that those chickens lived a really great life and got a lot of treats. Because I would give them a lot of chicken treats. I don't know what chickens consider treats, but I'd be giving them. I'd also like to raise bees someday. I think that'd be cool. Honey, honeycomb, bee pollen, beeswax. Be fun to work on that. Gotta swap out my color here. getting towards the end, and I didn't want to fight it anymore. Man, Mondays are flying by. They all fly by. I know I already talked about that. But before I was talking about life, like time in general, like months, years, I am talking about the hours now specifically. Slightly different topic of conversation. Just never so. Oh boy. Welcome to who's ever popped on and is watching. I see you. People are coming and going. Totally fine. Just hanging out. Just hanging out. Catching the tail. I actually had all the colors for this pattern today. I want one of the things to be for people that, you know, we asked that everybody who submitted a design submit colors as well, but also to just use what you have on hand. You know, we don't want people's lack of floss to stop them. So I had to make a couple substitutions on both week 1 and week 2, but this week I actually have all the colors. Amy says, it sounds like I'd make a good homeschool mom one day. They're all about raising chickens and bees. Yeah, probably someday. Because we also have talked about wanting to teach our kids like programming in a major way. Spencer would definitely want that to be a huge emphasis. I don't know how much public schools these days. I mean, I think kids take technology classes and learn how to do coding at least a little bit, but it is so necessary for the future. I mean, I think like we're pretty sure computer coding is like cursive. You know what I mean? Like what the cursive of yesterday was, or I don't know, shorthand maybe. Typing, maybe what typing was for me in the 90s. Just full on programming will be for kids, especially with AI stuff happening. It's scary. I just read an article about the first fully automated McDonald's. Linda, hi Linda. Oh, you just found me. Well, usually my face is here saying hi to you, but my cameras are awfully slow tonight, and I don't want to slow down the feed, so it's just my hands. I was born in Ann Arbor, Michigan. So, you know, I've got a little bit of a Michigan in my soul with you in Michigan. Thanks for joining. I'm just stitching our stitch along pattern. So, if you just found me, oh, how exciting. So, my name is Lizzy Bean, Lizzy with a Y, and I co-founded Stitch People with my husband Spencer, and we do cross-stitch family portraits, which is not what I'm doing now, ironically. But one of the best parts about Stitch People is our amazing community of stitchers. And so this year we're doing a weekly community stitch along. It's totally free. And cross stitchers like you, people who follow Stitch People, members of our Stitch People community have submitted designs. So this first design was made by a gal named Megan Bryant. She's super awesome. A gal named Erica designed this one. And today's pattern is designed by Kate Anderson, who also designs patterns and fonts. She's super great. And yeah, so I'm just stitching my little, it's going to be a little fox. You can see the ears in the negative space a little bit. So anyway, thanks for finding us, Linda. And it looks like, oh, I've got claps from, is it Tatiane? Tatiane? That's a pretty name. And then I have, I'm not sure the first name, P. Alton, maybe Patricia, maybe Penelope, maybe Poppy, Patty, Pamela. Regardless of what it stands for, P She said that they only got the solid black with Kirkland on the front sweatshirts. I'm wearing, some of you can see, I've got a Costco sweatshirt on. And I love it, and it's cozy. Apparently they only got some kind of boring Kirkland sweatshirts. So that's too bad. Well, I hope the cool Costco logo ones come your way. I do think that my cousins in Massachusetts, there's one Costco kind of near Boston. And apparently it's crazy because there aren't many Costco's in New England. And so kind of everyone from Boston who likes Costco has to go to this one, which is halfway between Boston and Nashua, New Hampshire. And they also got black sweatshirts. So it's the same layout as mine with like the diagonal Costco logo, but they got them in black with gold logos, which is so swanky and fun. I don't know if we got those because, again, it was my sister who picked them all up for me, for everybody for Christmas. So I don't know if the Utah ones had the black and gold, but Tatiana says, hi, I'm subscribed from Brazil. Your work is beautiful. That's so nice. Thanks for being subscribed from Brazil. Did you find us through Amanda, through my Peepo? If you didn't, you should absolutely follow her. It's MY. I'm going to put it in the chat. So Tatiana from Brazil, follow Amanda at my Peepo on IG. She's from Brazil. So she posts in Portuguese a lot of the time. She's one of our Stitch People ambassadors. Thanks for joining us. I've been watching Love is Blind Brazil on Netflix. I think Portuguese is a really cool language, so I've been listening to a lot of it recently for that reason. Not a lot. I've been watching it a little bit. But how is the weather? Oh, Lynn, that's a good question. So here in Utah, we have had one of the best winters that we've had in like 15 years or something like that. Like, it has been so good because we've been in a drought also for like 15 or 20 years, kind of with no end in sight. The Great Salt Lake is actively drying up, causing, then we have like a little microbiology climate crisis going on here in Salt Lake City, but we've had a lot of snow. So yesterday it was snowing like all day. Today, I don't know what the drizzling equivalent of snow is. You know, like there's rain and then there's just like a drizzle. Whatever the drizzle equivalent is for snow, it's been doing that pretty much all day today. We've had a lot of snow this winter. They think that it's added a foot of water to the Salt Lake, the Great Salt Lake, which is really good. We need it. We need it very badly. Our reservoirs have been drying up. Lake Powell in southern Utah has been drying up. And what's really bad is because the drought in the west has been so bad and so much of Utah. So Utah takes the water kind of as it's coming out of the mountains. Then it goes down all the rivers, Colorado River, Snake River, down through the Grand Canyon into Arizona, who then takes the water as they need it. And then it goes to New Mexico. And then it goes to Mexico, or what very little is left goes to Mexico. And there are towns and farmers down there really struggling because the drought from all the way up here affects them all the way down the river. So it's been really, really good to have so much snow. And with all the ski resorts out here, Utah is very well known for its good skiing. You kind of couldn't go skiing last year. I didn't go once because it didn't get snowy enough to ski, like on fresh snow. I think they did the manufactured snow, but they didn't have fresh powder till like March, April last year. It just kind of didn't snow. A little bit dumped at the end of the season. And so everybody's been so happy that this year the snow has been so much more. We really needed it. I'm just counting my pattern here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Uh-oh, I think I might have missed a couple stitches. Lynn's in Tennessee expecting an ice storm. Oh no. That's no good. Is that like sleet and hail? Oh, Jan, I'm so glad. I'm so glad you found us. Thanks for saying so. That's really nice. Where in Tennessee are you, Lynn? Got some friends who relocated from Los Angeles to Nashville, and they love it. They absolutely adore it there. Now I have a knot in my floss. Oh no. Gotta get the knot out my floss. Do do do. Where's everybody else? How's the weather in Brazil? My guess is warm. Does it snow anywhere in Brazil? Because Brazil is a relatively big country. So I could see the farther south. I always forget. I always think of like the southern hemisphere is warm and the northern hemisphere is cold, but it's like, no. The north part of the northern hemisphere is cold. The south part of the northern hemisphere is very, very warm. And vice versa. The north part of the southern hemisphere is warm and it gets colder the lower you go. Oh, Jan, you're so nice. She said she's jumping in, catching up, and learning so much. So nice. Okay, lots of rain in Brazil right now. Ooh. Yeah, I guess Brazil is rainforest territory, so that makes sense. Lots of rain. So interesting. Spencer and I watched a trailer today for a show. I think it's called The Great Outdoors or something like that. It's a travel show with Eugene Levy, the actor, as the host. And he's sort of talking about being an indoor person, and so he's really pushing his comfort zone to go do this travel show. And he said the great outdoors means a lot of different things to different people. And I've just been thinking about that. That's just so true. You know, somebody in sub-Saharan Africa or somebody in northern Sweden, you know, the great outdoors looks very different to me in the Rocky Mountains in Utah than it does to my family members that live near Orlando, you know? It's pretty cool. Pretty cool, the world we live in. Well, Jan, I'm going to tell you something that I don't know if you're going to thank me for or curse me for, but this is for anybody listening. Jan says she's bought a ton. Thank you. That's so nice. I'm so glad that you have, that you're finding it useful. We are currently running a sale on subscriptions. So we have a few pattern sets where you get one new one every month. And that ends tomorrow. So if you're interested in any pattern subscriptions, the code SAVE15 will get you 15% off the first 3 months of any or every subscription. It's just for any subscription you want, as many as you want. But the tricky thing is, P. Elton, Penelope. Oh, I'm so glad it's Penelope. I love the name Penelope. But yeah, so for everyone, you'll see on Instagram starting Wednesday, but I'll tell you here and now as a bonus for watching this a little video, we're going to be doing a 15% off sale Wednesday, Thursday, Friday this week on any physical book. So any of our books, you can get 15% off this week. So if you're thinking of buying something, give it a minute. And on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday this week, you can save 15%. So keep an eye on our Instagram. We're just Stitch People on Instagram. And you'll be able to use that discount code this week. We didn't used to do sales very much. And we're starting to do more. We want things to be a little more accessible for people. Have some fun little breaks in price to look forward to. Nobody doesn't like a sale. Well, feel free to ask any questions if anybody needs anything or has any thoughts or is curious about anything. I'm notorious oversharer. So, you know, if you're curious what we're up to as Stitch People, or if you have questions about your portraits or about me or Stitch People, anything, feel free to ask. Just gonna check in with my pattern. I'm on the 4th row up. I need to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stitches over. 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6. Excellent. Oh, Jan joined Stitch Fanatic. Oh my heck, Jan. Well, then you get to join our Sip and Stitches, where it's like this, only I'm not the only one blabbing. Everybody's on Zoom, and it's so much fun. We just had ours last week, so you'll have to catch our next one in February. There should be a calendar. I think if you got a welcome email, there should be a link to a calendar that shows the calendar of events, but we also post it on Instagram. We post reminders, so just keep a eye there. Have you stitched a portrait yet, Jan? Have you made any portraits yet for friends or family? I admit, if you're in the Facebook community, I forget about Facebook. Just personally, I'm not on Facebook a lot, so I forget to check Facebook. It kind of comes in waves. So if you've been posting there, I apologize for not seeing it because I just forget to check in, and it's really silly. Okay, so I'm going to double check my pattern here. 2 rows up top, and then I have 1, 2 rows of 3. Then I have this little head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, looks like I am on track. That is refreshing. How nice to not be in a crisis mode where I'm going, oh no, what did I do? I'm gonna have to double check. That happens to me more frequently than it should. Alrighty. Let's do this dark. Got 3826. Oh, but the good news, Jan, I was just thinking, anybody who's in our Stitch People Club, that also gets a monthly pattern. So we've got like separate pattern subscriptions that are just subscribed to the pattern, like you would subscribe to a magazine or something. And then part of the Stitch People Club comes with discount perks. So, oh good, you get a perma discount. That's good. Anybody in the Stitch, we have like 3 tiers of the club. So this Stitch Along is technically the one perk of our free tier of the club. And then our second tier is like the Stitch Fun. And that's like a 10% discount at stitchpeople.com and priority support and a monthly pattern. And then Stitch Fanatic, you get a monthly Sip and Stitch where we hang out on Zoom, and you get that same monthly pattern and 15% discount. And I think you get percentage off of events, like when we do virtual events. We usually do one in the spring and around holidays. We might do a couple smaller ones this year, which could be really fun. But yeah, so our pattern on Wednesday that's coming out for this Stitch People Club, I think it's a cute little Valentine's-y one. So that'll be fun. Hello, Tango from Tennessee. Oh, we've got a couple folks from Tennessee. Welcome. I hope you are going to stay safe in the ice storm. I hear there's been an impending ice storm in Tennessee. Yes, Jan, we would love to have you on the Zoom. Let's see. Tatiana asks, I missed the beginning of the live. Is this okay? Is this a landscape? So, if you're not quite sure what I'm up to, I'm doing this week's pattern for our free weekly stitch along. So, Stitch People, we're doing a free weekly stitch along where members of the Stitch People community, just, everyday stitchers like you, like me, have designed their own little pattern squares that we're putting together like a big cross stitch quilt, kind of. So this one was designed by Erica. She lives in Japan right now. Her husband's in the military. So she designed that beautiful, this one's, I don't know if that's what you're talking about, the landscape. For me, I'm just laying mine out as a little grid, just with a line of space in between each. So eventually it will become sort of like a patchwork quilt effect, but of little cross-stitch squares full of everybody's personality. Penelope, great question. Will you always be live on Mondays working on the next stitch along? That's my plan. Last week I didn't do it because I had the sip and stitch for the Stitch People Club. But I've been testing it out. This is only the second one, the third week of the stitch along, but the second live. So yes, my plan is to hop on Monday evenings and just stitch away. So you could totally come hang out with me. If there's any disruption to that schedule, I'll post about it on Instagram probably. That's where we keep the most up-to-date information about what we're doing and what we're up to. But yeah, I'm thinking 7 p.m. on Mondays is a time that works good for me. We've got our Stitch People team meeting. There's 4 of us who work kind of full-time for Stitch People, and we meet every Monday at 5. So we can do that meeting, and then I can have a snack and get ready and go live at 7. So I think that is the plan. I worry about overcommitting myself. I'll be honest. But I do like the idea of the commitment of doing it every week, because then it keeps me accountable too. Part of the reason I'm excited to do this is because I've never done a stitch along. So it gives me a good excuse if like, oh man, I gotta go live on Monday. Gives me a really good excuse to stay on top of it with everybody, which is fun. So I'm not gonna cut my floss, although I did just make a knot. Just gonna bring it on up. It's only a few stitches up. If I had to travel any farther than that, I might have clipped it off and started over, but I know that for a lot of folks in the East Coast, it's getting pretty late. So for that, I apologize. That's the hard part about, oh, I've got a puppy here. Come to say hi. Hello, puppy. Wish my camera was on. That was so cute. She just put her paw on the chair and stood up to see me. But yeah, I know the East Coast folks were battling some time zone issues. Hopefully it'll get a little more comfortable as the year progresses and we get out of these dark winter months. It's always so nice. I've got a lot of family back east, and when we visit, I always feel like I'm ahead because Teresa on our Stitch People team lives in Washington, so she's Pacific time zone. We've got a lot of Stitch People in the East and in the Central time zone. And so anyway, whenever I'm back East, I always feel like I'm cheating because like I'm ahead. I'm literally a few hours ahead, and it's not too late for people that I'm talking to. But when I'm back in the Mountain time zone, which is 2 hours behind East Coast, I do feel like I'm behind sometimes, and I feel badly. That times that work for me are often on the late side for people back east, especially because I'm a night owl, so it's like a double whammy. Like, I'll be up till midnight, easy, at least. I'm not on this live, thank goodness. But all that to say that staying up till 9 p.m. or so on a live stream, no big deal for me, but that's 11 p.m. for you guys, which is nuts. So, it's a balance. With the Zoom calls, when we do the sip and stitches for the Stitch People Club, we try and move those around, especially because we do have friends in the UK. So we try and throw in some Saturday mornings there so they can join in on Saturday afternoons. So we bounce it around on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. We put out a poll. People kind of let us know what days of the week work well. What's hard is we sort of straddle two demographics, I would say. We've got a lot of, well, it's funny, now being 33, my peers are the ones that are like moms, but I was going to say we've got a lot of moms. I'm thinking like my mom. So women, you know, in their 60s who've been cross-stitching since it was big in the 80s, you know, and have never stopped and, you know, have found Stitch People and love it. And then we also have a lot of young moms who have little ones. So it's hard to sometimes find an evening time that works because of bedtimes. For the younger moms are putting kids to bed, but the older moms are like ready to go, ready to jump on a call. So anyway, we try and move it around, find times that work for people. It's crossed my mind we could try 2 in the month. We could alternate evenings and maybe like Saturday and Sunday mornings. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people do church or even just Sunday brunch or Sunday traditions. You know, people have Sunday morning stuff, but that would let our friends in the UK be on a Sunday evening. I don't know. It will be a futile effort to try and make something work for everyone around the world because it's just a lot. We do our best, and that's the best we can do, right? Can't believe how quick this one has come together. I absolutely love it. Love a simple pattern. I'm just only hitting an hour on this live stream. Fine by me. I'm all for bite-sized projects. That's the whole impetus of Stitch People. As I wanted to cross stitch again, but I could not fathom, you know, like one of these heaven and earth designs. They're gorgeous. I respect anyone who has the patience to do it, but boy, did I not want to take on something that was going to be 400 colors and 16 by 20 inches. Like, yikes. I just could not fathom it. So a little miniature portrait with a lot of negative white space that I can do. That I can do just fine. Just working my way up this ear, and then I'll work back the other direction. Did this kind of a clunky way. But made it work. I'm working at kind of a funny angle too, because I want to make sure that this is visible for everybody. I'm making a few sloppy mistakes. There we go. Alrighty, back in it. In it to win it. Back to my primary row here. Again, did that a little bit clunky, but it is what it is. Wanted to make sure that I could get my needle in these holes nice and clean. Sometimes you can't always, so I'd rather have a funky stitching sequence and clean stitches any day than the other way around. Just gonna double check my chat, make sure it's updating. Good, good. I'm going to put a link in the chat if anybody wants to design a little square and submit it. Let's see. Is that working? link.stitchpeople.com/ So make sure that works. link.stitchpeople.com/club-SAL. If you want to submit your own little design. We had put an initial deadline of December. We were taking submissions all during the fall. But we still have some room open to be able to continue the entire year every week. My plan was just to design myself more if we needed them. But it'd be way more fun if we had people submit their own. Penelope asked 7 p.m. Central. I am planning 7 p.m. Mountain, so 8 p.m. Central. Yep, I'm near Salt Lake City, Utah. Salt Lake City. Do, 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 do. It's a funny song. Broadway. Anybody here Broadway fan? I'm so behind on the Broadway things. I used to perform a lot of musical theater. It's been years. Kind of since before COVID, and then that ruined everything. A lot of my friends are still performing, doing theater, but I lost steam over the last few years. But I miss performing. I absolutely loved it. Could regale you with a song. Only I had one off the top of my head to sing to you. I can feel myself like getting excited that I can see towards the end of this pattern. And I'm like starting to speed up a little bit. So I'm like, oh, yay, it's coming together. I'm almost done. And it's starting to cause some silly, messy problems. So, okay, Christian Walls. I will submit. I'm totally new here. What do I submit? I just joined and I want to be a part of this group. Oh, hey! Well, welcome. Thanks for joining. Thanks for coming. I'm Lizzy. Usually my face is like superimposed on top of my stitching videos, but it's been so slow. I think my computer is slow. I don't know why. Anyway, so you're just seeing my hands today, but I'm here. Hello. I co-founded Stitch People with my hubby like 10 years ago. Can't believe it. We do cross-stitch family portraits mostly. This is our free weekly stitch along. So if you go to I'll put another link in here. It's just stitchpeople.com/club. If you sign up for any tier of our club, but the free tier you can sign up for. And this is the perk of our free tier of the club. And so we had a bunch of people in our community, Stitch People community. We've got an official group on Facebook for people who have our primary book, Do It Yourself Stitch People. One of the perks of that purchase is our official Stitch People community group on Facebook, which is 11,000 strong. So fun. And lots of just family portrait sharing and advice and all sorts of great stuff there. But yeah, every week is just a fun way to get to know each other. Folks designed little 1-inch 14 square by 14 square motifs. So we're just on week 3. This was Megan's, this is Erica's, this is Kate's. And so every week, part of the submission is like submit a photo of like anything you want, either you or your family or a project, you know, whatever you'd like. And then you can submit a little design with a little description or a bio, you know, whatever you'd like. It's just a fun little way to get to know each other. There's a template on that link. The first link that I sent, link.stitchpeople.com/club SAL for Stitch Along. That will take you to a page which basically has 2 things you'll want to check. One has like the design requirements. Click here, and that'll take you to a PDF that you can print out, and it'll show you a little design page, and it explains what we need from you for the design. And then there's another link on link.stitchpeople.com/club SAL. And that'll take you to a form where you upload your pattern and your photo and all the info that we need. So we'd love to have you. Thanks for joining us. It's so fun. We've made some new friends here. Absolutely love it. Welcome. Welcome. If you don't know, if you're like truly, truly new, I'll show you, this is kind of what we're about usually. So Stitch People we do cross-stitch family portraits, and this is like our behemoth offering. So it's do-it-yourself Stitch People, and it's all about how to make your own cross-stitch family portraits, like these babies. And it's a book just full of all sorts of mix and match patterns. So you can see fonts, accessories, pets, cats, dogs, and all about how to put these portraits together and make your own stuff. So that's us. And this is our Stitch Along, done by folks in the Stitch People community. Everyday stitchers like you and me. Except they're not everyday stitchers. Like, you'd be blown away by what these people can do. So Megan, she knows how to do everything, I swear. And if you sign up for the Stitch Along at stitchpeople.com/club, if you join any tier, but the free tier of our club will get you access to the Stitch Along. You'll be able to see the past patterns. You can read all about everybody, but Erica and Megan, so Erica designed this Japan square, Megan did the bird. They're super, super crafters. They'll tackle anything, and they're the kind of people who are really good at it first time around. Erica is one of our Stitch People ambassadors. We've never had ambassadors before, and it's been super fun just to have kind of some official helper faces around the internet to help out with things and represent. And then Kate, who designed this week's pattern, she's a super embroiderer. She is kind of like me, like right from the start, just totally jived with the portrait thing, and she has designed a bunch of really cool fonts, like alphabet patterns that you can integrate into your portraits. And she's got, oh gosh, she just designed a really cute sweatshirt you can buy. It's like eat, sleep, stitch, repeat, you know, kind of a thing. And she's got patterns on her Etsy shop, and anyway, super fun, super. So yeah, it's like, you know, anybody can submit a design, but I'm always blown away by what people can do and do. So we learn about each other. Is the $15 club totally just worth it? I like to think so. You get perpetual discounts on anything you want, basically, in the stitchpeople.com store. So that discount never goes away. So you never have to have like regret buying anything. And then we do our monthly sip and stitch, which is basically like this, only I'm not the only one talking because we're on a Zoom call and everybody else can talk and it's super, super fun. And everybody's stitching and you get to meet like stitchers just like you from all around. That's my favorite part. We just launched the club back in the fall, and we usually do 2 virtual events at least a year. Definitely one in the spring, definitely one in the holiday season. And so part of what you get is access to past events that are at least a year old, classes and stuff, and then you get a discount on, I think it's like 50% off to attend new events. So beyond, you get like 15% discount on patterns and stuff, but then you get even bigger discounts for events and get priority support. I don't know. I think it's worth it. And if you don't like it, you can cancel or downgrade. And we're always open to hearing your thoughts as to why, because we want to make sure everybody's happy as can be. So if you're totally new Christian, make sure you get in on the Stitch People community on Facebook if you have a copy of the DIY book. But if you are thinking of, I guess actually, if I was just saying before you hopped on, we're going to be running a sale this week on physical books. But if you join the Stitch Fanatic Club, that's the $15 tier, then you get the discount anytime. So it doesn't matter either way. But yeah, I'm so glad you're in love. Welcome. Thank you. Thanks for finding us. Definitely give us a follow on Instagram. That's where I'm the most active, personally. And then everybody, in the community is super active on Facebook if you're there. Yeah, keep in touch with us. We love the interaction. I can't believe it. It's just over an hour, I think. Yeah, an hour 15. And I'm pretty much done. Well, it's an hour 13. By the time it's an hour 15, I'll be like done. This cute little fox. I'm just double checking my pattern. Indeed, we just have, I don't think he has any eyes or anything. No little squinties or nose. It's just a little, kind of a minimalist foxy. Super cute. Penelope, if you're still on, I'll have you know Spencer just got back from Costco. Spence, did you get some good stuff? Any highlights from your Costco adventure? Oh, I just heard a big bag crumple. What did you get? Penelope works at Costco in Texas. Oh, my camera's off. You'll have to put it here.
It's a massive bag
of chicken wings.
10 whole pounds.
Oh my gosh.
10 pounds of chicken wings.
That's a lot of chicken.
I don't even know if we have room in the freezer.
Probably. Well, we will make room in the freezer.
You want some chicken wings?
Sure.
Right.
Looks like Spencer's making chicken wings, everybody. Told you, we love our Costco here. I have a funky little diagonal. I'm going to restitch it because it'll just go next to this funky diagonal. Don't know why it got so funky. Why'd you be so funky? There we go. That's better. Alrighty, and then I just have to do the TLK for 2 little kits. If you're like, what the heck is she talking about? It is the pattern that I probably should have printed so that you could see me doing it here alongside the actual stitch, but Kate's Etsy shop and Instagram is 2 little kits. And she's the one who designed this little kit, this little fox. So, let me see, where does my T go? Right up here. Well, in the words of Coldplay, tell me your secrets, ask me your questions. Oh, let's go back to the start. Just kidding. That's lyrics from The Scientist. Stupid joke. All this to say, though, if you have any final thoughts, comments, or questions for me, do let me know, because I am almost done with this pattern. I can't believe it. How fun. I mostly also can't believe that, like, here I am, actively participating in and staying on top of a stitch along. I definitely am free-spirited in the sense that, like, it's tricky for me to commit to things that will require me to be at a certain place at a certain time constantly with regularity. I get really antsy about it, like, don't tie me down. So even like stitch alongs fall into that category, as silly as that sounds. So I'm pretty excited that I'm still on top of it. I like that every week the pattern is different, as opposed to being part of a greater whole. I think I would get annoyed that it's not coming together faster. Whereas this style of stitch along, kind of a patchwork style, it's one complete pattern. And it's bite-sized, and it only takes an hour or two. And then I finished it, and I can be like done and proud of it and happy, instead of like, well, you know, because a lot of stitch alongs reveal themselves over time and you get a portion of a pattern, which is fun. It's like a big mystery, but I think I'd get annoyed and sad. Sad that it was taking so long. So that's why I set this one up to be this way. And hopefully there are people like me out there who appreciate the nature of this style of stitch along. Alrighty, well, there we go. That is it for this latest stitch along pattern by Kate Anderson. Thank you, Kate. And look at everything coming together so well. I absolutely love that. Since you can't see my face, I will talk with my hands. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me tonight to work on the stitch along, and specifically Kate's design. It's been really fun hanging out with you. I know we've had some people come and some people go, but overall, it has been my true pleasure. And if you'd like to join the stitch along, if this is new for you, go to stitchpeople.com/club. You can access the stitch along by joining the free tier of our club, any tier, but you can join the free one. And if you want to submit a design, go to link.stitchpeople.com/clubsal, all one word. Those two links are in the chat. I'm not sure where the chat is in regards to this video. For me, it's over here. So check out the chat, stitchpeople.com/club. You'll get all these patterns and be able to join us for more. And I do plan to be back here next Monday, 7 p.m. Mountain Time. So thank you so much, everybody. And it's been so fun. And hey, look, I can do this. I can say, thank you for joining me. I'm Lizzy Bean. Ta-ta for now, and I'll see you later. Bye, everybody.